What up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in and thanks for all of your support. I do appreciate it. I was thinking since I've been an adult and since I've been divorced, I'm not going back to high school stuff, just since I've been in my 40s and having dated different women. I remember on two occasions, and let me say this, when I tell this, I want the men, if you ever experienced this, say something in the comments. And ladies, I definitely want to hear your take on why y'all do this. On two occasions of women that it just was not working out. And I let them know that our path, our journey, our life, this relationship is not, it's not gonna be beneficial for me going forward. I think it's best that we just go our separate ways. I told more, I told more than that, but these two in particular sticks out. Because when I said that, when I told them how I felt, that the relationship was not working out, at least for me, two of them said almost verbatim the exact same thing. That I didn't really think about it then, but since having this channel, it's kind of made me go back in my mind and rethink different relationships and things that have happened. Two of them told me, "You will never find another woman like me." Two of them told me that. Now, at the time that they said it, I thought to myself, right? Because I'm just thinking while they're running their mouth, I'm just thinking, I don't really want to find somebody like you because you are the reason that I don't want this relationship to continue. So why would I want to find somebody like you? Does that make sense? I didn't really overthink it at the time, right? I'm just hey, I don't think this is gonna go nowhere. I don't think this relationship is gonna work, blah blah blah. And then their response is, "You never gonna find nobody like me." What? I don't want anyway. So later on, like I said, once I had this channel, I began to think back on my opinion of why a woman would say something like that. And then certain things began to stick out to me that I wanted to share. I feel that when a woman makes a statement like that, she's implying that this, and women, y'all, I need y'all to speak up on this. She's implying that she is so rare, so unique, so irreplaceable that it would almost be impossible for me to find somebody else like her. That would seem like that's what she's saying. That she is of such caliber that there is no way in the world I will find somebody like that. And then you have to weigh in this part, right? All relationships that end, they end for a reason. In my case, they ended because I was dealing with women who you could tell that they have been, at least if you're paying attention, you could tell, in particular, a woman that has been abused in a sexual way when she was younger by a man that she was supposed to respect, uncle, dad, whatever. Because if they're not healed from that, when they get upset, that fire is going to come out in how they speak, and you're going to be able to tell this lady does not respect men. If you pay attention, you're gonna pick up pretty quick that something has happened in their life, maybe when they was a child, but it has removed a lot of respect that they normally would have for a man. Now, I mean, arguments, people argue all the time, raise their voice, okay, we with that. But there are certain words that they'll use to try to cut you, to try to really strike against you. It's going to have a little more poison in it. And that's always been a sign to me that somewhere, to some degree, there has been something that has happened that has caused your mind to transition into having a lack of respect for men. So I'm not here to be nobody's healer, right? I'm not here to date you while you go through it, do the work. No, I've been married before and been through all that. I'm not here. You ain't got to be perfect because there ain't no perfect person, but you're gonna have to come pretty much ready, pretty close out the box. I mean, and I'm not talking about perfection. I'm just because everybody want and look and anticipate something different. So I'm not talking about perfection. I'm not perfect. But I'm saying as far as my setup and how I like things to be, you kind of gotta come ready out the box. I'm not here to be a healer while you just use and say what you want to say, and I keep being patient with you. And we not man. I'm not doing that, right? So when I pick up on it, I'm gonna remove myself from that situation. But here's the deal: all relationships that end for a reason. Whatever that reason was, I don't want to date nobody else that's like that. For instance, if the reason that the breakup came is because you like to overtalk and you don't respect men, coming from a man's point of view, then we don't want to date another woman that overtalk and talks disrespectful to men. If a woman is dating a man and then he loses his job, and I'm not talking about her not being patient with him. I'm saying he loses his job down and out, ain't hardly got no money. She pays his utility bill for him for a month or two to show her support or whatever. He don't go out and try to go get no job at all. When she call on her break, he's sitting at the house playing PlayStation, whatever, right? Old school Sega Genesis, okay? Then that woman is probably going to say, I'm going to remove myself from this situation. When she remove herself from the situation, she don't want to go to another man that don't have ambition and drive and a good work ethic. Do you see what I'm saying? It don't matter how rare he think he is. The reason that she's leaving him is because she's not satisfied with his work ethic and his ambition. She don't want another man like that. It don't matter how fine. Are y'all with me? It don't matter how fine he is. And so a lot of times when women say that, they're saying that because in their mind, and both of them did the same thing. They went down the list of things that they thought qualified them for greatness. And I'm just making these things up, right? They may say, well, I cook, I clean, I do this, I do that, I swallow, I'm a free, whatever they think they could say. Like, you ain't gonna find no, who are you gonna go else and find somebody to cook every day, right? Where you gonna go find somebody to keep their house looking immaculate? Where else you gonna go somewhere and get a freak in the bed? All my hoes are available to my man. I never tell him no. And well, yeah, that's true. A lot of women don't offer that. A lot of women, they don't. They may not cook that much. A lot of women, their house may be messy. A lot of women may say, you only one hole you can use, whatever you into. Y'all with me. Y'all grown. Y'all understand. What they don't do, though, is talk about the things that really matter. They only talk about the external things that they do that they feel makes them greater than the next woman. But they don't talk about the negative things that they do that disqualifies them from being with a good man. So it's also interesting to me that when you go to, not all women do this, but when you go to break up with that woman or let her know that this relationship is not going nowhere, it's interesting that her mind moves from what you just said into her being replaced. You didn't say, I don't want to be with you because I want to go be with Keisha. You didn't say that. You just said, I don't think this relationship is going to work. In her mind, you were saying, I want to replace you with somebody else. That's why she has to say, you'll never find nobody else like me. Maybe I'm not looking for nobody else right now, Maybe I just need to take some time and have a little peace because you've been getting on my nerves for 3 months. And now that I have ended this thing, I get to relax for a little while to give me some peace. But in her mind, you're going to replace her. So she speaks from a place of being replaced. I didn't see all this. I had to sit back and look back on it. Like, man, that's a weird response. You'll never find nobody like me. Number one, I hope not. Number two, who says I was looking for somebody else? And then another thing dawned on me, and this is crazy. And y'all fellas, y'all have to admit this if this ever happened to you. When they say that, in a moment, it'll actually make you start thinking, are they right? Because when they start listing some of the things that they do that you know, like if you like a home cooked meal and they say I cook 6 days a week, you ain't, and you be like, dang, she right though. I ain't gonna, you actually start thinking that to yourself, dang, she showing up right. Yeah, you gonna find a woman that cook every day, keep her house, and then you look around her house, you say, I'll be doggone, she do keep a clean house, man. You be saying that to yourself. You ain't gonna find nobody else that's a freak like me that you just, and then you think back, you be like, I'll be doggone, she do let me do whatever I wanna do. She don't hold back at all. She a freak for real. You be thinking like that. And in that moment, and then that's why a lot of people go back to relationships that they left, because in a moment you'll forget the reason that you signed up to get out of it anyway. Y'all talk back to me. In that moment you'll forget she mouthy and over talk and don't listen and don't all this and that. You'll forget all that when she starts going down her goodie list of what she offered. It'll have you second guessing yourself. So anyway, I just want to throw that out there. Any fellas, have y'all ever been through a situation like that where y'all went to end it and then she said you'll never find somebody as good as me or like me, and the fact of the matter is we hope we don't. And the fact of the matter is as well, we do understand the goodness that they offer. And so here's the kind of a twist to it too. As much as we want to get away from that situation, we do hope that when we do find somebody else, they still have those attributes. They just a little bit better in other areas, right? We don't want to go to somebody else that got to keep a dirty house. We don't want to go to somebody else that never cook at all. We don't want to go to somebody else that's not a freak at all. So we do want all the attributes that she named, but whatever the reason was, we also want that to be fixed as well. So anyway, y'all get in the comments, ladies, get in the comments and tell me why y'all do this. Is that manipulation or what? Are y'all trying to manipulate us to stay or what? Is it a scare tactic or what? Are you really just switching it over and you all are afraid that y'all won't find nobody like us in the future? Let me know. Got it? Good. Bye.